Hello everyone, Zelrant here, and for today's video on Umamusume, we're going to be talking a little bit about this website that I've been using that's been a huge help when it comes to finding really good people to follow for having good parents for borrowing, as well as support cards if you're looking for a specific support card. And so this is a search tool that you can use to fine-tune your results to exactly what you're looking for when it comes to building, having a good parent to follow and borrow with your 3 borrows you get per day. Now, if you remember in the beginning when the game launched, the strategy initially was to just go immediately into the PvP and look and try and get people in the top 100 leaderboard, because those were going to be your whales that got up on the tippity top at the very beginning. But at this point, those people are pretty much max followed, and they're not going to have like Umas fine-tuned to exactly what you're looking for, and that is what this is going to do. Now, one negative about this is you have to manually register on this site for your Umas to be on here. But all the people that are actually heavily training parents are most likely going to want to use this, and so they're going to have their Umas out here. And all you have to do, if you want to have your Uma out here, is go to this registered trainer ID, and I'll have a link to this website in the description. Go to this registered trainer ID, put your trainer ID in here, and it'll add you to the database, and people will be able to find you through here. And now, how you use this is you basically are going to use it to find exactly what you want. Whether you're looking for a very specific support card, which you can do here. For example, say you can't find a Super Creek max limit break. Okay, let's see. There's no other conditions on here. So if anyone's on here with the max limit break Super Creek, you'll find them. And here we go. We've got all these people. So if you need a max limit break, super break, here you go. Here's some people you can borrow. Now, you can find one that's actually got a good, something else good within it. Like I got one here with an Oguri cap that has power 3, stamina 3, speed 3. I might want to borrow that one since it has a good parent on it. Or you have one with a speed 9 with a good parent on it, representative mile 3. So you can use this to find support cards, very specific ones that you need from the whales that might have them out there. This will actually become more important down the line as more and more support cards come out, and as you start MLBing your own cards and you start getting more flexibility, especially if you haven't MLB'd Kita-san Black when you eventually do, and you do have more flexibility in that capacity. But that's support cards. Support card's a simple one there. You throw it in there, you're finding the specific person for that specific support card. But now, as we're getting, most people are probably got the URA down. You're winning that easily. You're slowly getting your team trials teams set up. So your team trials are set up. And so now you're in the grind to make better parents to then eventually train your PvP Umas for Champions Meeting. And this is going to be extremely useful for finding good Umas. And so this updates every so often. So after people have entered their trainer ID, as they update their Umas, this will update with their newest ones as well. Now, let's just start with the simple example. What everybody's been looking for now is good Blue Spark parents to borrow. And so right now, speed's starting to fall off. Kita-san Black has dropped, so speed's a lot easier to get. So I think more people are looking for stamina and power. And you're looking for a 9-star. Now you can add, so you can see different combos of this. But let's just start with a simple one. A 9-star stamina. And then you can use this and go, okay, anyone have a good 9-star stamina? Boom, here we go. All these are 9-star staminas. And right now I do have the checkbox marked. Exclude users who hit the follow limit. So anyone that's maxed out, if they have the max followers, they're going to be excluded from this list. So all these people, unless they got max followed before the latest update, everybody on this list is somebody that you can currently follow. And these are all stamina plus 3s. You can do the same thing for power here. And boom, it's going to find everybody that has a 9 power. Now, like I said, this tool's though, this is just the beginning of using this. This is getting, oh, I got a 9 power. At this point, with the amount of training people are doing, this isn't good enough anymore. And this is what I'm not specifically looking for. Like, most of these are junk. I'll say this one's a junk. I'll say, let me see, just kind of quick glances, like all of these are junk here. But let's say, okay, let's try a different combo. We can say power, we want them to have a 6-star, and then stamina 3. Are there any good that are this combo? Because you can have a mix of them, that's always good. Boom, here a bunch here too. I see a lot of junk on here though. This one's bad. This one's bad. This one's bad. And there's a reason I'm saying they're bad. And that blue sparks aren't anything. If you've probably seen my previous videos, I've talked about the pink sparks and the white sparks. They're just as important, and this is where this tool is going to really shine in finding someone that's good, versus just like using the leaderboard and trying to find on there. Discord's also good for this as well. They have the search there, but this you can really fine tune for it. And what I mean by that is, the big thing is you want to train your own good parents so that you don't have to always be borrowing. And one thing that you want for that is you want their parent, not the grandparents, to have the sparks. So I switch it to representative here. So as long as they're a power 3 representative, that means the parent, or basically after you train your Uma, the grandparent is going to have power 3 star here. Then I take a look. Okay, all these ones have 3 star on the top parent, which means with that one paired with another of your own 3 stars, you can make a 9 star. Okay, that's a good start looking at all these. But I'm still seeing that some of them are junk. This one's got power 3, speed 6, and I'm calling it junk. Why is that? Because it's not all about the blue sparks. Now you want to start looking at other ones. And so they use a clear example of one that I know a lot of people are looking for that's very important. It's even hard to find on here, but that's going to be your Dirt 7 stars. This is for Maru Zensky. Maru Zensky is not naturally good at Dirt. She's a D tier, or she's got a D in Dirt. But with 7 sparks of Dirt, you can elevate her up to A. And then you can spark Dirt and get her to S. And she is amazing front runner on Dirt. And so this is a very specific one people are targeting. And so you can use this to find that as well, not just the blue sparks. And boom, here's all your Dirt 7s. Now, that's just the start of it though now. Because as you can see, we got a Dirt 8, which is good. But this one's got Wit, Guts, Speed. And like I said with Representative is the parent. So that's when you build your own Uma, that's what your grandparent's going to have, which Guts sucks. A Power 1, that one sucks. Stamina 2 sucks. Like, there's a reason these ones are available. And so, now these are, like I said, these are always updating, so you'll want to check on a daily basis if you're going to really try hard on finding a really good one. Nothing really good here right now. But wait, I want to make my own good Dirt one. Let's try 3-star representative Dirt. And then that means the parent at least has 3 stars, which is good because if you want to make your own 7-star, you want their parent to have 3 stars, you have your own parent with 3 stars, and then you build one that has at least 1 star in Dirt, and there you go, you got a 7-star Dirt one. Here's one that's a Dirt 3 with speed 2. And you can kind of go down the list here. We don't have to go through them. But that's just to start even more. Because now, okay, do we have any, for example, we have our Dirt Representative 3. Do we have any that have at least a 3-star stamina? Now, these are going to get, as you fine-tune it, you're going to get less and less results, even sometimes 0. But right here, I have now one. Wait, did I do this right? Stamina 3. Oh, I have it on all. You want to make sure you hit representative. That means it's going to be on the parent versus the entire thing. Because if you put 3 on all, then it's going to end up, you can get ones that have terrible parents because the 3 can be on one of the grandparents. Looky here, there's one right here. Now, I'll say this one's still one I would not follow. But you got a Dirt 3 and a Stamina 3. There's one problem I have with this one. This one may be good for you if you want to make your Dirt 7 from Ruzinski. But then you start looking at the white ones. The white ones are where I'm starting to care now. It's getting a lot of whites. Now, it looks like there's not really much at all in terms of Dirt. We can try power here. Is there one that's got power? Oh, a lot more with 3 power, which is good. Power is important because Dirt's mile anyway. And I actually see one that I like here. Now, there's a big problem with this one. This one's, you're going to have more available with Ura on the top because Ura is a terrible parent because of affinity, which I've talked a little bit about, and I'll do a more in-depth video on that. But Ura is a terrible parent in general, but for the time being, she may be all you can get to make a Dirt 7, and I see some decent ones with her. She's the only one that's available here right now, but we have top 3 with a Dirt 3. Now, here's where I start finding tuning. This is where I found like really good ones. I start fine-tuning my white sparks representative, which means my parent has a ton of white sparks. And then I start fine-tuning these. Nothing really good there. Let's remove power. Do we have anything that's a dirt 3 with a lot of white sparks? And here we go here. Stamina represent, like this one right here. It's a dirt 6. Representative 3. It's got a stamina 2. I started to accept ones that have 2-star versus 3 if it has like a really good pink one, like dirt right here, and a lot of white sparks, because those are going to be very useful. And I talked about those in my last video on white sparks. The white sparks can be just as useful to you in getting stats and skills as just having a little bit of extra stamina in the run. The extra blue stats help you out in the beginning more, but if you have good MLB SR cards and all that, you can get the stats. Getting those skills are what are really important ultimately when it comes to building the really good Uma for the Champions meeting. But here we have quite a few. They all have at least 8 white sparks on the parent. So I might top it up, bring it up to 10 here. Now let's see. Oh, none that have 10. Any with 9. Man, a lot of the ones I seen yesterday have fallen off. And here we go. We have one that has 9. This is the one that had the 2 stamina, 3 dirt, and it has 9 whites. Now you can really nail this in even more when it comes to like an advanced strategy is, we'll look at it here on the Champions meeting. And this is what I'm going to start doing after I get good general parents. Right now I'm working on good general parents. The next big thing is starting to work on very specific white sparks. And that is Taurus Cup's the first one coming up. It's going to be sunny. It's going to be spring. It's going to be on a medium track, counterclockwise. So that means left-handed. And it's going to be good dirt. So whatever the green one that gives you a benefit to dirt. Now, when you actually are building your parents, one thing you can do is you have the skills that you can pick up and get the skill sparks. But you also have the G1 factors here, which I have it on Japanese right now. That also, if you have some of these, if you have the spark for these ones, you can trigger some of them too. So we know it's spring. So guess what? Spark will be good to have. A Tenno Show Spring would be a good one. We know that it's Tokyo. Oh, I didn't look at that. It's a Tokyo race course. So we know Japan Cup's a good one to have. Let's see. We know, yeah, Japan Cup. We know the Tokyo Yushin's a good one. The Yasanda Kennen is a good one, because those can all trigger the Tokyo race course. Now, this is more advanced. Get your good general parents done first. But this is when you're really trying to get that really good borrow going into Champions meetings. As new ones come out, they're always going to have different conditions. Sometimes it'll be a summer. Sometimes it'll be raining and it'll be fine dirt. But this is where you're going to find very specific ones. So now I may say, okay, I'll take less blue. I don't care about dirt anymore. I'm just planning for that medium racetrack. So I actually want medium. And I want a 3-star representative. And we'll just go with a common. So we have all these. So we have the race sparks and the skill sparks. So I can look. Do you have Tenno Show Spring? This one has the spring spark on it. Okay. Anyone that has this. And here we go. Here are a bunch of them that have a medium 3. That have the Tenno Show Spark, meaning potentially able to get Spring Runner. And now you can really start nailing. Now you have a bunch of these. Okay, we have a bunch. That's good. All right, now let's fine tune it a little bit more. Let's say I now have. Okay, I have Tokyo Race Course. What is something else I need? I need Sunny. I don't think any of these are Sunny. I don't think you get any Sunnies from race courses. So instead, I might go and say, all right, let's find, Sunny's a skill spark. So let's find Sunny. Sunny Days. Anyone have that one? And boom, we have one person that has that. They have a white count of 15. Now, I have this as all. So this is someone you're borrowing pretty much every time unless it's all in the parent. Now, you can get even more fine-tuned, but I don't think there's enough people on here yet. But you can say representative. You can say, I want a 3-star parent with sunny days on it. Tenno Show Spring. I mean, right now there's only one thing available, so that's not going to help. Okay, the parent doesn't have a 3-star. Okay, so not going to help you there. But you can use this to really fine-tune it, because 3 stars are going to become even more important as well in the white sparks, because it makes them more chances of giving them, and bigger hints to them. The bigger the hint, the cheaper the cost. So, but as you can see, there was only one result available, so trying to fine-tune it even more is already too late. But maybe I'm like, okay, that one's not. What if we look for something else we need? We needed left-handed, right? Is there anything good with left-handed on the parent? And we'll see. No, there isn't anything. Is there any that just has left-handed in general? Because I think there was like 10 results with just Tenno Show. None of them that have left-handed. Well, that sucks. Hey, this might be a good one you can make in the future, because someone might be looking for these specific sparks, and they find yours, and you're going to get a ton of follows if it gets out there. Now, I'll show you some example of some I have found on here now. We'll just switch over. So you can kind of see what you can find and create off these, and then we'll kind of wrap it up from there. So I'll switch over to Uma here, and let's look at some of my borrows here that I have. We'll just go into a race to kind of show it. Because one thing I'm actively working on is building a Dirt 7 Plus with a ton of white sparks. Because there isn't, I haven't seen any really at all, except one that's got 3-star in the parent. So right now I'm going to be working on an Oguri Cap Dirt Spark, hopefully get a Dirt Spark on her. And so I've got my own 2-3 sparks here, like this one, a Dirt 3 with a Stamina 1, but 10 white sparks. Really good one. I got that one yesterday. But then one of the ones I found the borrow just using this, which is, oh, I can't show them with Oguri. I have to show it with Taki here. But one that I found, if I'm going to build a Taki for the dirt, is right here. I found one that had 2 stamina, 3 dirt, and 9 whites, a bunch of 2-stars in the whites. And so we have the Tenno Show here. This one can give Fall Runner. Not as important right now coming up in the spring, but there will be fall races in the future, so that's always good. And then it has decent there. 3-star stamina, 3-star power, 3-star dirt here. So this one's already a 6-star dirt, which means I can actually use this one alongside my own to get Maruzinski up to A. But I want to make my own A. So there we go. Now I have that 2 3-stars going into a dirt. So that's just one example, though. I found a ton of other good ones in here. And kind of hard to tell. The big thing also is wins. Now, I wouldn't fine-tune that tool over wins, but wins makes it where it's much easier to get the double circle affinity, which is very important to actually get the sparks off. We have this one. This one has 8, 3 stamina. Like, these are just some examples of some I found. 3 stamina, 3 stamina. So 9 stamina, 8 sparks on the parent. This one's a long. So this one's going to be for when I'm building a long parent. 3 long, 3 long, 2 long, power stamina, and power 3-star. Plus the parent has 9 white sparks and a decent chunk on these ones. But the parent was the more important one here. That's another good one I found. And here's one that it's a power 3, power 2, power 3, but a crap ton of white sparks. And it has, I mean, it's very unique. I don't know how important these are. Like, I'll have to look through these. Like, this one has Tokyo Race Course. It has Fall Runner. Hanshin Race Course. Like, it has some unique stuff in here. Standard distance is important, too, if it's a standard distance race. So this one might be a really good one for building an Uma for things that have these conditions. But that's just an example of how I've used this tool to find really good Umas. I don't really want to make this video any longer because it's already dragging on quite a bit. But I will have a link in the description for that link. Make sure to register your Uma so people like me or yourself can find you and we can follow you like that, and then you can get tons of those friend points. Because one of the big things about getting a lot of follows too, even if you don't really want to go that nitty gritty into it and trying to fine tune it, it's good for getting your own follows, because if you have a lot of people borrowing your stuff, you get a lot of friend points. So right now I had 167 people borrow my Kita. This is mostly from my Kita-san Black card. I got 3410 friend points. So just putting your name out there is important, so people like me can find you and borrow your Uma. And I'm getting that on pretty much a daily basis. 3,100. 3490. 2,400. Like, as people borrow it, you're just accumulating. So I'm buying out all the friend shop stuff. And that's what you can use that for yourself. But that's pretty much it for now. That's the tool. If you like my content, if you could like, comment, subscribe, it really helps. And thanks for watching.